Hi everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques Restoration. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here you're going to find lots of videos and tutorials on how to restore antique and vintage furniture, and you'll also find me reviewing certain products like paint lines and paintbrushes. In this video though, I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade chalk paint. Now chalk paint is all the rave. There are so many high-end paint lines and a lot of them are good. They really are. But with being good, they're a tad expensive. So if you're looking at some of the higher end chalk paint lines, a quart can go anywhere from $35 to $40 a quart. That can get expensive if you're trying to run a business like I am and you want to keep that overhead as low as possible with your supplies. So I have been making my own homemade chalk paint for over 7 years now, and I haven't had any issues with it. When I first started making my homemade chalk paint, I was making it with, I hate even admitting this, plaster Paris. It's so bad. I did that for maybe like a year or so, but I've learned that is not the best thing to be mixing in with your paint. It's quite toxic. So somebody told me about this little super ingredient, hence my shirt. It's called calcium carbonate. Have you heard of it? It's fantastic. I love this stuff. Okay, so you can order this on Amazon. This right here is 12 ounces. It usually runs me about $10 and it lasts me a long time. It's actually, it'll say here, it supports bone health. Go figure. So people take it as a supplement. We're gonna mix it in with our latex paint and we're gonna make chalk paint. Now, like I said, most higher end chalk paints for a quart, just to give you a visual, here's a quart. This can run anywhere between $35 and $40 if this was a high-end chalk paint. This is Valspar, their signature series. I love this. I've been using this for, gosh, 7 to 8 years. I've never had an issue with it. And since I don't have an issue with it, I'm gonna stick with it. Have I used higher end chalk paint? I have. Have I liked it? Yeah, but I haven't been completely wooed by a line yet. And also, again, I need to keep my overhead down if I want to make any profit on the pieces that I'm flipping. So I'm going to show you the homemade recipe that I use that's been working for me all these years. So again, I'm going to get the Valspar signature. It's the blue one. I get this at Lowe's. This runs me $14.98, so about $15 compared to $35, $40 a quart. You can see why I make my own chalk paint. So I'm going to show you my recipe, how I make it, and it's really simple, and I hope this helps someone out there to make more money. Why not, right? I'm going to share my wealth of knowledge. There's a little bit of it there. So come with me and I'm going to show you how I make this. All right, you guys, I'm here to share my recipe with you. Oh, there's Biscuit. He always makes an appearance, everyone. Got to pick him up and show him off. This is little Biscuit. What are you doing, buddy? Here, I'll put your little heat on. It's getting cold here in New Hampshire. We're down, getting down to the 40s and 30s at night. So I'm gonna put my little heater on in my workspace. He's got a little doggy bed down here and we'll keep him warm. All right, so let me show you how I do this. So here's my calcium carbonate. It just looks like white little powder. What I like about this, it dissolves like completely. When I used to use plaster Paris, which is a terrible thing, and I've already admitted that, but when I used to use that and mix it in with my paint, it sometimes was lumpy. And what I find with the calcium carbonate, it completely dissolves and it gives you that nice chalky dry finish that you want. So I just use plain old plastic cups, and once I mix the paint, it'll stay, I guess I'm gonna use the word fresh. My paint stays fresh in this almost a month. It's pretty crazy. It doesn't dry out. I noticed with my other recipe with plaster Paris, it would dry out pretty fast. It was one of those, if you don't use it right away, you lose it. I'm gonna use Bristow, what's this color? Bristow yeah, Bistro White is this color. I'm gonna be painting this dresser behind me, just the shell of it, and I need a really bright white color. So this is the color that I like from Valspar that's really, really white. So I'm gonna make sure my regular latex paint is really stirred. Also, you guys, you need to get your paint in a flat finish, flat or matte finish, when you're making your own homemade chalk paint. You okay there, buddy? He's sneezing away. What else is new with Biscuit? So, what I first do in my plastic cup is I mix the calcium carbonate with water. I use distilled water. I have like a little bubbler. This is my little sprayer that I use when I'm blending paint, so I'm just going to use it from here. So, the recipe: 2 tablespoons of the calcium carbonate, 1, 2, and now I'm going to mix my water, 1 tablespoon of water. So it's 2 tablespoons of calcium carbonate, 1 tablespoon of water. Oh, I need another stirry stick. And I'm going to mix that until it's completely dissolved. Just mixing that. So always mix the calcium carbonate in your water first. Don't put it directly in your paint. So you want to make sure this gets completely dissolved. And I always smush the little lumps out. Okay, we are mixed on this end. Now I'm gonna probably stir in about a cup of paint. So that's about 8 ounces, maybe a little over, 8 to 10 ounces of paint. I eyeball it. I'm at this stage in my life. I eyeball it. I'm not gonna measure it out completely. So, here we go, approximately 8 to 10 ounces of paint. Boogity boo. And now I'm gonna stir that all together. That's it, folks. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Just make sure you mix it all together. Give it a good stir. Really simple, really easy way to save money on your overhead when you're flipping furniture. Like I said, this paint here will stay fresh for about a month. I just cover it up with either aluminum foil and a hair tie. Told you I'm resourceful around here. We're not fancy here. I don't wear one of those fancy aprons. My hair is never really completely dry. Just go with it here. Yeah, just cover it up. All right, we are ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll here. So I'm gonna do a time-lapse video, show you guys what it looks like, do a close-up for you, so you can see how chalky it is, and it's that simple. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, or if you have your own recipe that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear it. This is what I use. This is the ratio that I use that's worked for me. If you have something different, again, I do the 2 tablespoons of calcium carbonate to 1 tablespoon of water, mix them together, and then I add a cup of paint. All right, I'm gonna start painting, you guys. Okay guys, I am losing daylight fast here. It's only 4:35 and the sun has made its descent. So you can see it is drying super fast, just like regular high-end chalk paint. With this piece, you could tell the way I was applying it. I'm not being a perfectionist with this particular piece because I'm going to be doing kind of like a weathered look to it. I'm going to be distressing it a little bit. So some of those, this piece has some really nice curves and lines on the side here, some waves. And I'm going to be distressing those so those pop out a little more. So the way I was putting it on, if I was doing a super sleek look, I would be dragging my brush from one end to the other end with each final stroke. You can see I was not doing that on this piece. So if you were critiquing me, that is why this piece is going to be more weathered. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a little bit. And if you do this as like a little side hustle, flipping furniture, or if this is your full-time gig, I hope this saves you some money a little bit. I've had no issues with my paint adhering to projects and lasting. I have a few pieces in my home that I painted many years ago, and they are still looking great and not chipping or peeling or anything like that. So thanks again, you guys, for joining me, and I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you want to find me elsewhere on the interwebs, you can find me. My Facebook business page is Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. There it is right there. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm there. You'll see, like, gosh, everything. Before and after of my work, my dog Biscuit, a little bit about my life as a mom trying to run a small business. There you can find it. I'll go this way this time. That's at bethany.yusuf. And you can find me here on YouTube. And if you'd like to see more videos, like and subscribe. You can find that button. It's a red one. It should be throughout this whole video. You can see it in the lower right-hand corner. So click on that. That way you'll get notified every time I do a new tutorial, or if I do another review of products, paints, stencils, whatever. If you guys want me to review something, let me know. I'll run out. I'll get it. I'll see if I can get it, and I'll review it for you and tell you if I like it or not. So till we see each other again, see you guys. Bye.